guys? Welcome back to another Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw in the Chick-fil-A studios. It is already Monday, January 16th. We have a super stacked show today. Lots going on, so let's just get right into it. These are always my favorite segments, anytime we have a little four-legged friend on here. But before we get to you, young lady, let's get to you, young lady. Tell them who you are here with, and yeah, just tell them who you're here with and what we got going on today.
This is Sarah. She is one of our mini puppies that we have at the shelter right now. She is 3 months old, ready for adoption, a female, and her mom is actually at the shelter as well if you were wanting to get an older dog too.
Did you get both, her and her mom?
Of course, and she absolutely loves her puppies still.
Can I steal her?
Of course.
Come here, Miss Sarah. Hey, wait, I got too excited. What was your name?
My name is Kelsey.
And you're here with?
With Dorothy O'Connor. I'm a supervisor there.
I think we could just take a break right now. We'll just play with the puppy. But no, first off, thanks for what all you guys do out there. I know that, you know, in the kennel world and the rescue world, Dorothy O'Connor, you know, you walk in there, and one of the things that always struck me is while they're in a kennel situation and they're not in a home, the dogs seem so loved when you go in there. And it's hard to walk in there and walk out because you guys run such a good shelter out there, and you do such a good job of just making it feel like a home, even though I understand that it's not a home. You know what I mean? And so I want to commend you guys on that because you really do a really good job. And so this young lady, like you said, is available for adoption. There's
There's 3 left. There was 6.
Okay.
3 plus the mom.
How does somebody go about if they wanted to adopt? How do they go about doing that from you guys?
They'll come in and they'll meet the dogs. We walk them through all of our dogs in the shelter. And then if they feel like they find a dog that's a good fit for them, we'll fill out like a documentation, just a brief survey of asking them like where the dog will stay, how long the dog will be alone, just stuff like that. So we make sure that the dog is going into a good fitting home. If they have other dogs, they can bring them up to the shelter and do like little meet and greet. So it's just like a whole process of just making sure the dog is a good fit for a home. We don't want to set anyone up for failure, so we always make sure.
I like that you guys do that to set them up because, you know, a lot of times with shelter animals, you may not get to see their true personalities for a few days or weeks because it's they're sometimes in a little bit of a shock culture when they're in the shelter, not in a home. And so, you know, there's an adjustment period. And I know, sadly, a lot of times people take them home and they're like, the dog won't let me just hug its neck completely the first day I'm bringing it back, you know? And it's like, well, give it a little bit of time, a little patience. They got to get to know you and feel comfortable and all. Although I think Sarah feels pretty comfortable.
Yeah,
I don't think she's having any problems up here. But you guys have in addition to just helping all these wonderful puppies and older dogs, you guys have several events coming up that, you know, let's talk about those a little bit.
So we have I guess we have a yearly Wash and Wag. We have it every month, kind of towards the end of the month. It's like $25 for a bath, a blow dry, an ear rub, a brush out, and just a scent of your choice.
And we got to join you guys on one of these once. We did an episode of Meet Victoria out there, and we helped with the Wash and Wag, and you guys were way better at that than I was. But the dogs loved it. There was a big old, I think he was a basset hound that he just got his ear, like he loved it. He got that deep cleaning in his ears, and it was a good time.
It's fun doing clients' dogs, because I guess you get new dogs that come in, you're like, aw, what's this dog?
That was me over in the corner. Aw, every 5 minutes, the guilty. And then y'all also, which I think is a big deal, is the low-cost vaccination and microchipping that you guys do. Tell me a little bit about that.
So we'll do that every odd month of the year. So every 1, 3, 5, and so on. We do everything from vaccines to microchips to heartworm tests. Just stuff like that for low cost, just to help our funds in the shelter.
Well, and it's a huge deal because that's one of the problems that we have here in Victoria and the surrounding areas. Is just there's not a lot of spay and neutering going on, and so they've got a lot of extra animals running around there. And the microchip thing, I can personally speak to that because we had a senior weenie dog just come walking up into our yard the other day, and I mean, this thing was old. He was almost blind and all that. Well, he had traveled over 1.5 miles to get to our house. but we scanned him, and he had a microchip, and we were able to return him to his owner. And so it was a positive success story, and those microchips really worked.
They really do.
So that's you guys are doing that January 23rd through the 27th. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day?
Yes.
I can see that good? Good, outstanding. And then looping back around real quick to Miss Sarah, even though I selfishly want to keep her. You said she was what? What breed was she? Or a terrier
she's
mix?
a terrier mix. Her mom is about 35, 40 pounds. But they had like a rough start at the beginning, so I think they're going to be more on the 30-pound side. They're all pretty small for the 3-month age.
Well, she is
They're
super
terrier
loving.
mixes.
So they could come out and meet her and adopt her or a few of her siblings or mama if they wanted to.
And all of them have the same like temperament. They're all super sweet and loving, very mellow.
This one got the whole room when she walked in with just, she's pretty sweet. And she's got a little smile too. I swear she smiles a little bit.
She's smiling right now.
Yeah, she's happy because she knows I'm taking good care of her.
What are you
So,
doing?
am I forgetting anything? Because I kind of go mushy brain when I sit here and hold the dogs. Anything where I'm forgetting?
I don't think so.
No? All right then. Well, I'll tell you what. Thank you so much for coming. Guys, make sure you hit that January through the 23rd through the 27th. And then also check out the, what was the other one? The Wash and Wag. Hit those up. The dogs like those. The Wash and Wags are popular. Let's take a quick word from our sponsor. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, John from the Chopping Block. Wanted to come to you today and give you a piece of advice for cooking your prime ribs this year. This year, when you go to buy your prime rib, wherever that may be, have your butcher hinge it, which is this. We pretty much remove the bones all the way off. That way, when you're done cooking this bad boy, it is much easier to remove the bones and slice, and also gives you a nice extra side to be able to season to add the flavors that you want to incorporate into your prime rib. You just close it back up when you're done. Tie it back in place.
I love the taste of the holidays. And when I'm in the mood for a warm-up, I order a cup full of cozy chicken tortilla soup. It's hearty, spicy, and creamy. These holiday menu items are only available for a limited time. Good thing I already ordered mine on my Chick-fil-A app through team member delivery. All right, guys, we are back in the Chick-fil-A studios with our next guest. This guy's doing big things here in the community. He's making things happen, taking them to that next level, really cleaning up the events and making them a ton of fun to go to. But before I get too far out ahead of myself, my brother, if you wouldn't mind, please introduce yourself and let them know who you are here with.
Hi, my name is Peter Morales. I'm the owner of Tapper Scrap.
You guys got a big event coming up this weekend, Tapper Scrap 4, correct?
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Now, I'm assuming since there's 4, this is 4, there's been a 1, 2, and 3 on this. How long ago did you decide to start this Tapper Scrap?
Honestly, it's been something that I've always wanted to do. Even when I was competing, when I went to my first event, the first event I fought in, I was like, I'm not a fighter. I want to do this. You know, you go in there and get beat up, and I was like, okay,
I can relate. Yep.
Yeah, I want to put it on. And I mean, that was like 8, 9 years ago. It was always a dream of mine to be able to get to the point where I'm at. And I want to say it was June of last, and I really can't remember the exact date, but I did my first exhibition event, and it was just strictly a boxing event. I did it at Breezy's nightclub here in Victoria, and I just pulled guys off the street.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Now that you're talking about that, I remember exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of buzz because a lot of people did not like it, and
But it was a big event, wasn't it?
We almost had 1,000 people
I was
in
gonna
that
say,
backyard.
I remember that thing being big once it happened. Yeah.
It was fun, and that's where it all started. I was just trying to build a foundation at the time, and then not knowing all the legal stuff that came behind it, because
there's a lot.
it was a lot. The state of Texas didn't like it, and they reached out to me.
I bet that was fun, huh?
It was
good
scary.
Phone call. Yeah.
It was scary. Had to go through a whole process, and then it took me about 9 months to get my license. So that right there was pretty stressful, and I almost just wanted to give up because it was annoying. Like I was like, you know, you paid all this money to get all this paperwork done, and you don't even know if it's gonna go through. But that's how that kind of started.
And then so you got with that. How did your first 3 events go? The first 3 Tapper Scraps?
And they went amazing. My first one, I did it in my hometown in Port Lavaca, where I grew up in Seadrift, but I went to school in Calhoun County and still call it my hometown. And I just thought that would have been the perfect place to do it, just because I knew I would have had the support and the people backing me up there as well too. And when I put that one together, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better show. For it being my first one, you know, everything went great. You know, except like I explained earlier, I forgot the gloves 30 minutes before the fight.
Kind of a big deal there, but you rebounded and you made it happen. And a little bit late, but the show still kicked off, and it was a big success. And that's awesome. So now you have Tapper Scrap 4 coming up this weekend, this Saturday. What's been your main lessons going into this? Why are you so much better prepared for this one?
Well, I learned a lot for the first 3. So getting medicals in on time. I stress it to all the fighters. If medicals are not turned in 2 weeks before the fight, I'm scratching you. You know, always have a backup person ready to go. It's just paying attention to detail. You know, now I write everything down. This is what I need going into the show. This show was really easy to put together. I feel more relaxed going into this one. Like the first 3, I was nervous. I just kept on feeling like I forgot something, I'm missing something. But this one, I mean, it's been smooth, and I'm glad got a bunch of local fighters too as well.
I was gonna say you've got a really stacked roster for this fight, and I know we had Johnny Wu Pao Polk on last week, and and I know you've got Dylan Aguilar and Zeke and some of these other. Dylan a few fights back, he head kicked this guy that I swear if you go out on a quiet night, you could still hear him head kicking this dude into because he just drilled that guy, and it laid him out cold, and it was a heck of a head kick, and so. And
he fought a man.
Yeah, Dylan's a young man, but he's young, but he is a scrapper, and I was watching that fight when he did that, and that head kick he threw was just against a grown man. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Like that guy was a grown man against a young man.
He was 40 years old.
Yeah, and
my age.
Yeah, well, I know I would be that guy if I got in there. Dylan would put me into about the 4th row if that happened. And so, but my point is you've got a stacked roster, a stacked fight card of local fighters, but ones that are going to bring. I mean, these guys bring it and they leave it all in there, and they prepare and they take this very seriously. And so while these are amateurs, these guys put their hearts and their souls into it. And I've been watching them over social media. They've all had good training camps and all this, and I appreciate that both of you all from the Tapper Scrap side and the fighter side seem to have a lot of pride in what you're doing.
Exactly.
And I know from a community perspective, I appreciate that because the fights feel safe. That was one of the things when you and I talked that I thought you did a really good job on, is laying a foundation to where if I want to take my wife or, me in the office want to go check out these fights, you have a really good job. You do a great job with security, with all these things. So I don't have to worry about, everybody fighting around me. I can focus on the fights in the ring, and that's a change, And so, but it's a good change, and I appreciate it. And so, what am I forgetting to tell the people about Tapper Scrap this weekend? Tickets, can they still get them? Are they sold out? What give me all the nuts and bolts of this weekend's event.
So as of right now, you can get tickets. You can go to the local gyms, Monsters Den MMA. Ask for Johnny Aguilar. His whole fight team got tickets. Brandon Wakefield at Satori MMA. Jacob Rodriguez at Nightmare Striking Academy. Might be forgetting some other people as well too, but
that's all right. We may forget them, but
if you don't get them from them, weigh-ins are on Friday.
Okay.
So it is open to the public. It starts at 5 o'clock, so we'll be selling tickets there as well too.
At the community center, is that where the weigh-ins are?
No, they're going to be at Bird Dog's Bar and Grill.
Okay.
It's,
Gotcha.
right off of Airline.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes.
Yep. I know exactly. Airline and
Laurent.
Yeah.
Correct.
Gotcha.
The Old Hungry Jacks.
There you go.
There we go.
Done. Yeah, got you now. And so that's where the weigh-ins are going to be Friday, and those are open to the public.
Yes, sir.
Good
deal.
deal.
You can get tickets there. If not, we're going to have plenty of them at the door.
And they can come out and meet the fighters, I'm assuming, then, too? Or are those guys that maybe they just want to kind of come in and take their scale time and get out of there, get rehydrated and stuff?
They like to eat and get in and get out. But they normally stick around, take pictures, and, do all that good stuff as well too.
Good deal. So if people, say for this event they can't, but for future events, if they want to be a sponsor, or if they're, if I'm an up and coming fighter, I'm not by any means, but if I was an up and coming fighter, or just a fan or maybe a potential business sponsor or something, who do I reach out to, or where should I go if I want to just ask you some questions or learn a little bit more about what you guys are doing?
Well, you can reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook. It's Peter Morales. It's not that many Peter Morales out there. Or you can shoot me an email at tapperscrap4@gmail.com. Or you can reach out to me on my personal cell, which is 361-571-3498.
Can they message the Tapper Scrap Facebook page also?
Correct, you can.
Good deal. Good deal, because I hit you up there and you were very quick to respond and handled it. Is there anything I'm forgetting to let the people know about this weekend's event?
I think we pretty much covered everything. We also gonna have 2 title fights that I'm very excited about. We're gonna have Dylan Aguilar versus, I can't pronounce this kid's last name. It's Joshua. He's from the Valley area. He took a last-minute fight with them. And then the big main event, we're gonna have Johnny Polk Wupao against Zeke Cates. One thing I like to stress is, support your local fighters and come out and support them. And it's just gonna be a family-friendly event. So,
because a lot of people, real quick wrapping up is I like to just pretend that I roll jiu-jitsu, and just as an old dude trying to go in there and make it a couple times a week, like it's a lot, And so for these guys, a lot of them still have jobs and stuff, and then they're going and they're pulling full fight camps in addition to pulling full-time work hours and all this. I know Johnny had to come on the show, or came on the show last week, and he came in after a night shift. And so he'd worked the whole night shift, and then he came in and came on the show in the morning, and then he was going to train, So I second what you're saying about supporting your local fighters, because a lot of these guys, they put everything into this. And so there's nothing more special than hearing your community support you when you've been just killing yourself for weeks and weeks and weeks to make this happen. And so thank you for giving them a venue. Thank you for making it one that we feel, excited and fun to go to and safe and all of those things. And thanks for giving these guys an outlet to show their skills, man. We enjoy it. I like combat sports, and I appreciate you bringing it here to Victoria. Anything I'm forgetting?
no, sir, that's about it.
Good deal. Well, thanks for coming on. Guys, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the Victoria Symphony Orchestra. Awesome. Looks like my Chick-fil-A delivery has arrived. Guys, I'm gonna dig into this, but don't forget this is only available for a limited time, so get yours ordered today. All right, guys, let's keep the show rolling. This is one of my favorite guests. Whenever she comes on, it's because she's got really cool stuff going on, and as somebody who's just really starting to appreciate music more and more, I always get excited when they have something going on, and they've got a cool one. So before I give away all the good stuff, introduce yourself, let them know who you are here with, and let's talk about this great event you guys have coming.
Sure, I'm Michelle Hall. I'm the executive director of the Victoria Symphony.
And Chicago Nights.
Chicago Nights.
This sounds pretty exciting. Tell me about this event. Tell me who is coming in here to sing these amazing songs.
We're super excited. Every January we present what we call our Pops concert. It's a more mainstream artist to perform with orchestra. And we were able to secure Jason Scheff. Jason Scheff took over as lead singer of Chicago when Peter Cetera retired or went solo back in the 80s. So he actually took over and was the lead singer for almost 40 years. And ushered in an era of Chicago where the ballads and the power love music was really big with them, and what became one of their main songwriters. So Look Away, What Kind of Man Would I Be? I mean, these are big hits for Chicago, and he was the lead singer at that time.
That Look Away is a jam.
I
That's
know.
what
I know.
Those old power ballads, I had forgotten. So when I saw this event and I got all excited for it, I went and pulled up Chicago because I wanted to reminisce a little bit in here. And I forgot just what a stacked deck of music that they had.
For decades.
Yes,
I mean, they're
I was
huge.
in there just jamming my power ballads, and my wife comes in, what are you doing? But it was, I'd forgotten how awesome their songs were. And that Look Away, I laughed when you said that because that was the song I was jamming when she but it's a great song, and it really took me back. It
Yes.
did. It was just, it was neat. And so to have that here in Victoria coming, you know, somebody of that magnitude, that's pretty
Yeah,
exciting.
we're really we do our best to bring in artists that will have a broad appeal. And last year we had Jose Feliciano, and this year we decided to go with another name that was known, Chicago. He has his he does all Chicago tunes from when he was the lead singer, and he has a band, and so it will be his band and him backed up by the orchestra. And like you've been, it's just an incredible experience when you can hear the tunes that you love with orchestra, because when you're sitting in the venue, the music just washes over you. It's such a rich, lush sound. It really is something you should experience live.
Well, your point is spot on there, because like I said earlier, and I say every show, I'm really starting to just appreciate all of this more and more. But you're exactly right. When, for the people like me that, for the ones that know already, they already know what you guys do and how great the orchestra is. If I wouldn't sit in this chair, it would have been hard pressed to ever get me there to begin with, because I'm not going to the orchestra. Why would I go to the orchestra? I cannot say how wrong I was. You were so kind to let us sneak up there one night and go watch a show, and we were blown away. This is not like a backyard concert where you've got a few friends together, and the venue is just amazing.
It is beautiful.
It's a very high-end, nice, great venue to have these things at. And this is a professional, this is just like if you're going out of town to the city, to any of these things, that's the level and caliber that you guys run this show at. It's not a local rinky-dink, any of that kind of stuff. This is high-end, and I felt like I was at the big show when I went, and I was just blown away by how well you guys run this, how well it's all put together. And I'm telling you, I know the people that have been, I don't have to convince you, you know how awesome it is, but for the ones that haven't been, trust me on this. Take your wife, take somebody, take your friends. This would be a great deal to the office to get you out of this. You can go, you can jam, especially if you like to sing along to power ballads. You're going to have a few of these days to jam to.
Yes.
And
it does make a great date night or a girls' night out, or it really is just a wonderful evening.
Yeah, I just can't stress that enough, because I feel so blessed that I ever ran into you, because I never would have done these things without it. And now that I do, I feel so foolish for skipping all these years and all these great people that you guys have had. And it's important that we really pack these things too, to continue to get these great shows and these great artists and to come here to Victoria.
We're very fortunate that there are several corporate and individuals who find the value in symphonic music and bringing that culture to our community and making it available to people. And so we're very fortunate to have sponsors that make it happen, because we couldn't charge, people would never come if we charged what it costs us.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, I think ticket sales make up 14% of our budget. It's pretty small, but we want to make it affordable. We want it to make it accessible, and we're very fortunate to have people in Victoria and businesses in Victoria that find value in it and support it.
Yes, ma'am, and good to the sponsors for that. We sincerely appreciate it, because again, this is high-end entertainment. This is wonderfully put together stuff. I mean, we're about to have Jason Chef from Chicago here.
I know,
That's a big deal, you know? And so if you see me crying in the corner a little bit, just look away. Yeah, that's so cheesy, but I had to throw it out there. So what am I forgetting to tell them? Anything that
Sure. Tickets are available online right now at victoriasymphony.com. You can visit our office at 405 East Loma Vista. It's a gray house on the corner of Loma Vista and Navarro between Red River and Airline. Or you can give us a call at 361-576-4500. We'll be happy to help you over the phone.
Random question. I probably should have asked you off air, but do you guys ever can the public, are there ever meet and greet tickets or things like that, or is that just different type of deal?
We make that available to our sponsors. We've put in the contract, and then it's sometimes, like Jason Chef is going to have CDs and stuff for sale, and a lot of times they'll stick around after and do autographs and stuff. I'm not saying
not guarantee it, but there's a possibility.
But there is always that possibility.
Gotcha. Yes. And then so people are interested. That's a good thing. If really turning it into a music lover and all this. If I say certain levels of sponsorships, I could potentially get some meet and greets with future artists and stuff like that.
Right.
Shows.
Well, and one of my favorite Christmas CDs is Chicago, and it was when Jason Chef was the lead singer. So I'm definitely bringing my CD and hopefully going to get it signed while he's here, because it's one of my favorite Christmas albums.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you guys for bringing this to Victoria. I'm a fan, and I thank you guys, and you always have a friendly space here to come and talk about it, because you guys do a great job. Guys, Chicago Nights with Jason Chef, this Saturday, January 21st, 7:30 p.m. at the Victoria Fine Arts Center. Make sure you are there. Have a great time. Take your friends, take your wife, take your whoever. Have a good time. Anything else?
I think we got it covered.
We got one more guest. Pretty excited for this one. We'll be right back.
I'm David Murphy with Chick-fil-A Victoria. Chick-fil-A made its debut in Victoria, Texas way back in 1980 with our first restaurant in Victoria Mall. 20 years later, our first freestanding location opened at Whispering Creek. Fast forward another 20 years and our licensed location opened inside the UHV University Commons. Next is our biggest endeavor yet, a massive new restaurant taking up an entire city block on Rio Grande. When it opens, we will have grown our Chick-fil-A Victoria family from 20 team members back in 1980 to more than 250 dedicated and caring people who are proud to serve our guests and community by building lasting relationships and creating unforgettable experiences. It is our pleasure to serve you, Victoria.
All right, guys, we are back. I'm really excited for this guest. A lot of you guys may not know him yet, but you're going to soon. He believed in this show from the very beginning when I came and I was like, hey, man, I got all these crazy ideas of different shows I want to do. And he jumped right on board. He didn't bat an eye. And we've been really excited to see the growth and the progress of the show with their support. We're about to hit levels that we hadn't been to yet, and I'm really excited about this and all the things they have coming. So without further ado, and with that great build-up, if you would please introduce yourself and let them know who you are here with.
Sure. Jason Holmes. I'm the CEO and founder of Thrive Fuel Digital Marketing. We just happen to also produce this show, as well as Meet Victoria. So we do, Thrive Fuel obviously does everything a digital marketing company does, websites, social media marketing, really targeted digital advertising, things like that. But for, I guess, about a year now, we've been producing this show and a lot of other video content.
Yeah, it was a great natural fit because of what you guys are doing for so many businesses already in the community and helping them grow. It was just kind of a natural fit to come together. So I've been very excited about that, and we've had a ton of fun, and thank you for that.
Absolutely.
It's been spectacular. But like I said, this is just kind of the very beginning, and we're just getting started, and you've got something really exciting to share with us today.
Right. Well, let me start by just asking you a question, Kayla.
Yes, sir.
Do you pay for cable or satellite television?
I had to get rid of it because it was just not good for me anymore. DirecTV was terrible, and I ended up dumping it because it was just too expensive for me.
Right. So you've got right now about 65% of American households have cut their cable or satellite entirely. So there isn't a cable or satellite connection to the house anymore other than broadband, right? And the reason for that is streaming services. Netflix, millions and millions of subscribers. Hulu, millions of subscribers. Disney Plus, millions of subscribers. Those are all pay services over the internet, of course. What we call OTT, over the top. And so all of these services have kind of taken the place of traditional cable television, satellite television, and then there's so many free options too. So things like Pluto or Paramount, there's Peacock, all that have great content, right?
Yes, sir.
And so what we've done, we've watched this trend over the last few years, and everybody could kind of see it coming, but now it's really hit a critical mass. And we create great content, your content, other stuff that we shoot. We're going to talk a little bit about what's been shot over the last few weeks. We create really great content that needs to be available in more places. So more places than just on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, right? So what we've done is we have launched kind of a soft launch so far. We've launched a Roku and Fire Stick app called South Texas TV. And it is live now. You can download it now, and I've been watching it, and we've had a lot of downloads already without really even promoting it. But South Texas TV is going to house original content, does house original content, your shows, other shows, and content about Victoria, all the way down into Corpus, and eventually down into the Valley. So we've launched this new product that is completely free, that is all South Texas original content, and we are super excited about it. And I'm happy to announce it first on your show.
Well, man, thank you, and you should be excited because that's really a big deal because there's so much going on in South Texas, and there's so many interesting places, so many interesting stories, so just a lot, and there's not really a place to go to find that. I mean, you can start Googling and going crazy and all that, but I really liked when we were talking about this, I liked the idea of going to my TV, downloading that South Texas TV app for free.
Right.
And then there's all my local and regionalized, I can, if I'm just feeling Victoria-ish, I can go right there. There's all the Victoria. Or if we're going to go to Corpus for the weekend or Port Aransas or somewhere in the Valley, I can go on there and what's going on in Corpus? They've got the Lexington, they've got the aquarium, they've got all these cool places out there in Port A, these delicious restaurants.
Right.
Now I can go check those places out before I go help
Before you
plan a
even get
trip. all that kind of stuff, and I think it's phenomenal.
No, it's awesome. I mean, we've known for, you know, since for over a year since we added Thrive Fuel Studios really as its own thing that started producing these shows. We've got the best video production team in the area.
Could not agree more.
I mean, when you see the content that we're producing,
they make me look good, man.
They make you look amazing.
That's an uphill battle, and they pull it off.
And I mean, the content is just so good. And the idea of being able to have this, you know, on Roku, on Fire Stick, on Apple TV, and even the website. I mean, if you go to southtexastv.com, all the content is there. Most people are going to probably watch it through one of the streaming apps, but it's live now. So we've got a ton of plans for great new content in 2023. And if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and give you a quick tour.
Yeah, talk to me. Show me where you're going
I'll show you
with
what
this
it looks
thing.
like. Yeah. So this is on Roku. And let me just start out by showing how you would add the channel, right?
Okay.
So most people are going to come in here. You go to the Roku channel store. Everybody's done this who owns a Roku product. But you search for channels, and you start to, if you start to even just type in, I'm not very good at this, but so we start to type in South Texas TV, and bam, I get to SOUT, and it's already there. So here it is on Roku. You can download it. Looks like we've already got 4 ratings. We're doing pretty good.
Outstanding.
It's completely free.
All of a soft
you
launch
download
already,
it.
yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So we got South Texas TV, where I'm going to go to the channel because we've already got it loaded on this television, and you can kind of take a look at the content that we have. So we know we've got your stuff. We've got Victoria events. We've got some coastal living, a little bit of coastal living content. We've got Meet Victoria. We also have the Innovation Collective content that we've shot. But beyond that, if you go up here to the menu, we've got what we're calling a live stream. So if you go to this live stream, this is kind of that continuous plain stream of all of the content that is on the channel.
If you want to put it on something, forget about it, leave some good content going in the background while you do something else.
Yeah, you just want to sit back and have show after show queue up, and that's going to be content from Victoria, from Corpus, other locations.
It's a great episode on the Navy
Good
Museum in Victoria.
Absolutely. If you just want, as you mentioned, some Victoria content, well, it's got your shows, the Innovation Collective. I love the last Meet Victoria, the
Dick's Food Store.
That
really
was just
special
amazing.
episode.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, amazing episode. You got the Meet Victoria content, events, but you jump down here into Corpus, and you are going to see some of the original stuff that we've started to shoot, and this is going to be populated a lot more.
I was going to say, this list of stuff is going to continue to grow and grow because I've snuck a peek at y'all's calendar, and it's full.
It's full, and one of the things too about this is that we're looking for contributors, content contributors, people who want to either do a show or send us content that might fit into one of these locations. We're open for it. So if you go to southtexastv.com and go to the contact section, you can contact us there, and we can maybe discuss a show idea.
Because South Texas is a huge area, and there are a lot of stories and a lot of content out there that need to be told.
Yeah, and on these individual episodes like this, it works just the same way you would expect it for any other type of streaming show. When you're doing a video on demand show, you can fast forward, you can go to the next section or whatever. This episode was about 25 minutes, I think, but I'm not going to spoil the whole thing, but we got to tour some really great locations.
I'll give the spoiler. The food is delicious at all those places.
Yeah,
it was, and they were so happy to have us in there, and they were themselves were so excited for this content because it's. I mean, the creation team is just amazing, and they do a good job. I mean, I would argue the host is a pretty good looking dude.
Yep.
But I mean, seriously,
look at that.
Look at that. I mean, I don't even have to say anything. We could just shut up and play that, and it was good. But I'm excited again for, like you said, there's just. That calendar is filling in, and you guys are really taking the show on or this channel to the road and bringing it back to bringing this content to the viewers.
Right. Well, when you think about it, yes, our main headquarters, we're in Victoria, but you think about Victoria's close to so many places. I mean, if we want to run and get something shot in the valley, it really, it's going to take a day to do it. We can do that. If we want to shoot something else in between here and there, you can hit Corpus Christi, Port A, Houston, wherever we need to find that content.
And I like that you're asking South Texas to reach out too. If they've got a
Absolutely.
story or a show idea, or man, if you could do it better, let us know. Bring it
Yes.
out. Let's listen to you. Show us what you got. And I think that's an awesome idea.
Yeah, and there's really nothing else like it. I mean, we looked at it and we said, there's not. This is a space in the market. There's a gap in the market here that we can really, help fill. And we know Texans love themselves some Texans.
Yeah, I agree.
Love
and
Texas.
some of these places you may think but once you get to hear their story from them and behind the scenes, you get to know them a little bit further. And one of the neat things about going into these locations is you got to hear the history of the Texas belt sander racing.
Right.
I mean, it was how some of these things came together, and these have such a history on the island or in these different locations.
Right.
And it was neat to hear the owners, the people from the community tell their stories,
Sure.
and then you get to share that with everybody through the South Texas TV app.
Absolutely, and you can see, it's a changing, the whole communities down along South Texas are being affected by all of the investment that's being made, good and bad, and I mean a lot of good, a lot of growth. But the folks who've lived there don't necessarily always like that. But it's something to chronicle, and it's something we're going to be keeping a close eye on, because North Padre Island and Port Aransas are blowing up. I mean, we've got businesses moving in, we've got people moving in, we've got all kinds of things happening from an economic standpoint with the port and all of that stuff. So there's a lot to cover, and we're going to be doing some shows about all that as well.
Good. Well, I'm excited. Is there anything I'm forgetting to tell the people about this? Go to it was Roku, Amazon Fire Stick.
Amazon Fire Stick. We're not on Apple yet. They're always the toughest one. That is coming soon. Yeah, go ahead and download the channel. Check it out from time to time. Get on our email list so that you can so that you'll know when new things hit the channel. Plus, we're going to be doing some giveaways. We're going to be doing some really cool giveaways. We're going to be doing trips. We're going to be doing gift cards. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff to get the community involved and get people excited about South Texas TV. So we're looking forward to a really great 2023 with this.
And for the streaming platforms that it's not on yet, is coming in the future.
It's coming
You're
in the
working
future,
to get
yeah.
it. It's on
Boots
on the ground. As many
It's going to
places
be
as
on a
possible.
lot of places. It's going to be on all of kind of what we'd call the proprietary streaming apps like Samsung and things like that. We're just not there yet.
We want to get the doors open and
right.
get it out and let this content speak for itself
Right.
while we grow the platform.
Yeah, between Roku and Fire TV, you've got 95% of the market covered. You add WebOS to that, which we already have because we have southtexastv.com, which is just a website. But you can, if you have a web browser on your smart TV, you can get to it that way, and it'll work. So yeah,
Gotcha.
we're basically everywhere, but we're going to be, filling in the gaps there.
And for those that they've realized already what an awesome deal this is, and they've already downloaded it. You guys also, I just want to sum up real fast with Thrive Fuel Digital.
Right.
You guys are, they can still reach out to you for that too. That's a whole separate thing. If I need a new website, I thought I knew how to promote myself. I don't. I'm striking out at this. Help me, because on the advertising side, digital marketing, that whole field is drastically changing every single day as well. And I just got tired of my head butting the wall because I couldn't figure out how to get views, get people to watch. And that's what you guys do.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at our website and look at our team, we have the most experienced team in the area, bar none, who've been working in digital marketing for over a decade now. I've been working in digital media for 25 years, basically, since digital was a thing. We've got team members who have worked in agencies and radio and in digital all over the place and have watched, this really disruption in traditional media slide advertisers over to digital, and we're helping businesses right now compete with national and regional competitors that these smaller companies have to compete with. It's tough. I mean, if you're competing with a competitor that essentially has unlimited resources, then you better be very careful with your marketing budget. And we've got the best team for that. So
and not only to just help them with the marketing, but you also offer unique opportunities like sponsorships. These things where they're like, hey, I love this local show, or I love that. I'd love to be a part of getting this out there, or I'd love to see our commercial in that. And so in addition to building their websites, to all this, you can also help them with marketing and content creation and commercials and all that good stuff.
And the good thing is that we work with businesses across the country in multiple different industries, whether that's, we have a niche with accounting and CPAs and medical and freestanding ERs and urgent cares, auto dealers, art galleries, anything that you can think of, we've probably created a campaign to help them grow.
I was going to say, y'all got an art gallery out in Vegas
Yep,
that
absolutely.
that I was supposed to go, and I ended up not being able to make it, but you guys had a huge deal out there. It was an exceptional event.
Yeah, it's awesome, and it's awesome to be able to learn about these businesses, see what their unique challenges are, match the business with the audience that they are trying to reach, and see them grow. We had one client tell us, this was actually somebody who is, one of the things they're doing is the Victoria Event Show. And, we came up with a special promo for them. And he told our account executive that this is the first time I've actually done something that I was able to see the needle moved.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about because he told me the same thing,
Yeah.
and it meant a lot because
it means
he's
a
tried
ton.
all sorts of things, and so he found one that hit, and so yeah, man. Well, thank you so much for coming
you.
on. I'm excited
Appreciate
for
it.
this. This is great content, guys. Make sure you check out South Texas TV and Thrive Fuel Digital Marketing. For you can watch the South Texas TV while you're waiting for your website to get built and all that because they can do both of them. Anything I'm forgetting?
No, that's good.
Guys,
Thank you so
download the
much.
free app and stay tuned because big things are coming. We'll see you at the next one. Thanks so much for tuning in to Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. Make sure you comment down below, like the post, share the post. It really helps the algorithms. If you haven't done so already, make sure you follow our page. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. And if you have an event coming on you want featured on Victoria Events, shoot us a message. We'd love to help you get the word out there. Lastly, make sure you support our sponsors. We could not do this show without them, so we're very grateful. Thanks so much, Victoria, and we'll see you at the next one.